Joe, I'm on live, bro. Sadden. How to do this shit. Streaming live, baby. See if we can get some folks here tapped in, chimed in. Maybe we'll go from there. I'm gonna sit here until we do. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got my volume up. Everything going. Everything streaming. We're looking for some live guests so we can see what's happening. Talk about some things. Whatever be on our mind. Let's see. A lot to go through here. Our top chats here. All right, we got everything visible here. Get our participants up. All right, so we know we just sitting here with me up in here. While y'all, we try to continue to get some people in here. I'm go and get my little notepad right quick. So this is how it's gonna be. And that's good. That's good for me to see how this is gonna be. So live is pretty boring, right? All right, so we're gonna get on some topics here. What I know I like to talk about. I think the first part of this journey that we're gonna start on together is gonna be is paying attention and being aware. Some of the people I want to put y'all on is 19 Keys, for one. He put me on a lot of like people, community type things. People to actually listen to and watch. People that you can watch. People that you ain't got to worry about, going behind your back and doing something shady. So check out 19 Keys and check him out for your your knowledge of community and world and worldly communities, and also with that new blockchain. He doing a lot with that blockchain. Now, also with your knowledge, you also have to have your your chemical balance. So you're gonna want to get into your food, your nutrition, the things that your doctors don't want you to know. And I go to Yakai Awaken. It's YAHKI Awaken. He's gonna tell you all about your neuroflaric symblomes and all that extra shit that go on up in here, and your stomach, and your your neurologic system, and all your blood, your white cells, and he explained to you cancers, and he explained to you also how we heal cancers through food, through the real medicine. So if you're unsure about anything for as diseases and viruses, check out Yakai Awaken. To me, he's like the new Sabian. When Sabian passed on, his teacher's still out here. Yakai, he picked up the baton. That's what we do. We got to keep. We got to push on, man. So this is me up in here, P.Jizza, waiting for some live folks, man. I ain't got no live peoples up in here. I don't know how to do this live shit, but I'm gonna try to start getting some live people up in here, man. Get y'all tap in with me. Like I said, we also doing financial growth. We're talking about education. We're talking about ancient scriptures and tablets. We're talking about Mormonism. We're talking about Christianity. We're talking about all religions. We're talking about works, uh, financials, and your body. We're talking about the body, getting the body right, getting the body right, getting the mind right, and getting the spirit right. Because it's actually three separate things. Your mind, body, and spirit are going to be three separate things. And I guess the hardest part is going to be for us to separate the mind and the spirit. Because your mind going to tell you, your mind going to correlate with the body to form common sense. But your spirit can kind of poke his head into that mind body connection and kind of throw it off to the point to where you second guess your wants and needs. So what we're trying to do here is make sure that we know exactly what we want and what we need. All right, so anybody want to tap in, we tapping into this channel, but get some love off from this guy. But if not, then I'm gonna continue on with what I want to do. I think that's gonna be. I want y'all to listen to your horoscopes. Go check out your horoscopes. Don't just listen to one or two. Get you at least three or more. No less than three, I say. Whatever day you choose to listen to it, if you're gonna listen to one, go ahead and pick two more different people. Check them out, listen to it, and get what you get from them three. Don't just listen to one and keep going and expect that's gonna be it. But it's P.Jizza. It's P.Jizza. It's Paradise Nation, Shine at Night, all that good shit. We 9 minutes in. Still ain't seeing nobody chiming in. Let me see if I could type something. All right, I got something in the chat. Man, I'm gonna go ahead and thumbs up this motherfucker too. Can I thumbs up it? I can't thumbs up it. But anyways, man, let's go ahead and get started here. I got my my little notes here with me. What I say, we pay attention to financials, which going to involve real estate, insurance, and stocks, investing. I really don't. Well, we really don't have to say stocks. We're just gonna say investing, because you can invest in a lot of other things other than stocks and make money. And what is the purpose of money? It's to make more money. Purpose of money is to always make more money. It's never to go and buy the things that you like to get and the things that you want. All right. So the purpose of money is to go and make more money. Remember that. That's the first thing. Matter of fact, let's rewind a little bit and go back to perspective. The main thing we want to do here is change our perspective. And you got to realize what your perspective is at this moment in order to change it. But you also have to know what it is you want to change it to, what it is you want, what is your true desires. And knowing that is going to take you through a lot of trouble and heartache and pains. You're gonna feel at your bottom. You're gonna feel without. You're gonna feel lonely. You're gonna feel really like it's wrong. You're gonna feel everything is wrong. But what you have to do is understand that this is in the Bible. It's told to you. Actually, um, it was actually preached to you in a sense. But if that wasn't, if that wasn't your main objective, or that wasn't your main thing, then you wouldn't get it. But you got to go through the lowest point to get to the highest point. If you understand what I'm saying, you got to have a yin to your yang. All right. So in order to actually get higher than where you at and think outside of your box and do things that you wouldn't normally do, you have to go through things that you never been through before, and you have to think and feel different ways and be pushed to a certain point to where you feel like you have no choice, but the choice is always there, either to back down or to stand the fuck up. So we have to make a choice, and that's where we come in at. So anybody chimed in yet? Ain't nobody chimed in yet. Still here by myself. Bet. So we're gonna keep on going, and we're gonna say our perspective is the most important thing. And when I looked at perspective, I thought that the best help that was given to me through perspective was my boy, um, Trap. Man, but you'd be surprised, man, who I listen to and look at, man, and watch. But I'm gonna put y'all on some game. I'm put everybody on some game, and hopefully we get some folk chiming in here, man. We can talk, conversate back and forth. So chiming into it with Trap, fuck with Trap, Wall Street Trapper, fuck with Trap, man. If you got time to sit down and watch that video right here, you got time to sit down and listen to Trap. He gonna shoot you a whole lot more game than what I got to give you. All right, and these here gonna get up too, man. I got a lot of stuff down the hill that gonna help monetize this thing, but really, man, just gonna try to keep catching folks up because I don't know everything. I'm still learning, but I know a lot of people need to get to where we at. You know, they need to get to where we at right now. So we trying to get you caught up to where we at with the insurance, with the investments, and with the real estate, and also with your spiritual, with your body, and with your mind. We're gonna take these trinities and put them together and make a sixfold. We're gonna double everything up. You feel me? And I want y'all to see me in action. You're gonna see my progress. Right now, I'm manifesting. I'm living a good life. Uh, I'm going through things. I've done things that I've never done before, so I'm in the middle of a lot of things I'm trying. Uh, I'm manifesting. I'm meditating. I'm doing my yoga. I'm working out. I'm doing the best at everything that I can. And even in my shortcomings, I try to realize them as soon as possible so I can come back to the sane side, the common sense, and using my mind and my feelings in a good way side. Because we got to use our feelings. That was the thing that I was didn't do much of when I was coming up and using my feelings as a man. I used to think that keeping my feelings to myself was better for everybody. Um, which it might have been better for everybody, but in actuality, it was the worst for me because I got used to it and it felt normal for me to keep the shit in. And I was able to eventually dismiss a lot of shit. So therefore, not only did I forget a lot of shit, I just simply wrote off a lot of shit that I shouldn't have after that, behind it. So, so it really come down to the point where we have to deal with our emotions and we have to deal with our feelings that we have toward one another and that we have for ourselves. We have to love ourselves and change our perspectives on how we feel about our lives and what we feel about where we feel about where we are in our lives and how we feel about people that are closer to us and even the ones that are not close to us, just co-workers and shit like that. And change your perspective on your money, change your perspective on your words. You have to change your perspective on numbers. You basically forget everything that you ever learned and come to the realization that all of this was created. It's a simulation because it was simulated from something else. It was similar and simulated from truth. So if the, if it's not the truth, it's just something similar. So we're living in something similar to the truth. We're close, but we have no idea how far away we have come to the actual truth. If I can get somebody to chime in, man, you can get me from rambling on. It'd be real helpful. I'm 17 minutes in, ain't nobody chimed in yet. All right, so what I'm finna do is I'm finna speak on. I'm finna just go down my list of notes here and see what I feel like really just speaking on. Because I always like to start from the beginning. Okay. Uh, our consciousness. That's a good place to start. Being conscious, being aware, and being awake. One of my friends said to me, "Worst thing you can do," and I shout out Big Guy. One of the worst things you can ever do is run up in a house full of people, man, that sleep. Run up in a house full of sleep folk trying to wake everybody up at the same time. It's the worst thing you can do. It's the easiest way to get yourself killed or smothered out or disliked or abandoned, put to the side. So this here ain't for nobody that don't want to sit here and actually listen and learn. This here is for anybody that's wondering why. The biggest, and hardest, and strongest question that was ever asked: why? All right, so we're gonna say why you don't have any consciousness, why you're not conscious, and why you are conscious, whatever the case may be that controls your fate, your truth. Well, why you're conscious is the truth. Why you're not conscious is the truth. The truth holds you, and the truth sets you free. It depends on how much of the truth you're willing to accept. Now, I'm not finna keep going on and on into this shit because I'm gonna let this live go on and off until we get some more people feeding back in next time. But I'm gonna try to do at least no less than one of these a week. And when I start getting people to chiming in, I'm gonna do more. I do 2 a week. But it's the first one, and consciousness is knowing, knowing who you are, knowing what we are, where we come from, and really what was the original plan. So there are gonna be things that we're not absolutely sure on because it wasn't meant for you to know it all. It was meant for you to have some faith. If you ever got to the point to where you knew it all, then believe me, whoever figured it all out would tell somebody. They would not keep that shit to themselves. Then again, because of who we are, or who the world we think we are, because of who we think we are, yeah, you really would keep that shit to yourself. Because you know it'll it'll destroy everybody's mental. It'll really, the polarity that we have now, the equal balance of good and evil that we have, it'll throw it way the fuck off because you have so many good people doing evil things, and the evil people that's already negative, they will be doing even more negative things, and that will really shift the balance, and people will go into a negative spiral. They wouldn't know what to think or how to think about it. So we have to agree that a law has to be in order. A law, a spiritual, worldly law, a law, a godly law that we have to abide by, that we have no control over. A godly, worldly, universally law that we have no control over, as the seeds in the ground sprouts the trees and vegetables and fruits that we have no control over. In the right climate and right control, whether we're here or not, we have no control over. They will grow. So there is a law that we as human beings have to abide by as well. Like, this is not part of the law. So yeah, and this is not part of the law. This is just shining at night. So I'm shining light on the dark subject, or the dark topics that nobody really wants to handle. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna do this thing right. We got you and me, and I'm chimed in. I'm tapping in. But like I said, I ain't finna hold this shit up too much longer. I'm 23 minutes in. 33 minutes is the farthest I'm going. But faith through acknowledgement. Acknowledge, knowledge, acknowledge, act your knowledge. If you know better, you do better. Act your knowledge. You can say act your age, but we got 6-year-olds acting more adult than 65-year-olds. So don't act your age, act your knowledge, and I'll treat you accordingly. Um, Faith is acknowledgement, acknowledging that there's only one God, acknowledging who you are, and acknowledging what you're capable of, and acknowledging that the truth is something that is free to you and I, and we just have to slow down and take the time to actually search for the truth and search for it within. Um, Faith plus faith, fact, fact plus faith equals acknowledge. equals acknowledgement. Far as for what you can see and touch and feel with your common sense, and using your common sense with your mind and body, using your common sense and putting that with your faith is the form and the equation to acknowledgement, because then you can see and realize and acknowledge what you just witnessed to be a spiritual miracle or a physical miracle. And usually you can make sense of those if you're in the right balance and having the and actually searching for the truth, because you got to search for the truth. You can't just be waiting for the truth to be brought upon you. You have to actually search knowledge. And same thing with anything, with life itself. You live it, and you don't inherit every single thing you go through. Some things you just forget. So you inherit things that mean something and feel something to you. So once you feel those particular things, you understand that this is the truth. This is my truth. This is the only thing that matters. So your truth and my truth is gonna always be two separate things. So just search for your truth, and that's it. Don't worry about my truth. Don't worry about your mama truth. Don't worry about your brother or your sister truth. Okay? Which our God is one God. And that's the thing about acknowledging, of being aware, is being aware of your surrounding, the physicals of who God is. In the physical, God is real. God showing, He shows you who He is in the real physical form every single day. Like you are the physical form of God in His image. So, I mean, wake up. All right, I'm not gonna break it all the way down for you. And your truth equals your God. I don't care how we break it down and boil it down to, I don't I don't care what you feel or what you think about it. This is how I feel about it. This is what God wants for you, the world, for you or whoever else. And at the end of the day, that's what you think. That's what just came out of your mouth. But it's just what you came up with in your head and what you formed out of your mouth. No matter whether what God or whoever you got it from, it was you. So, but for me, my truth, what I've done, what I've lived, equals my God. And my God is a powerful God. My God is everything that you say yours is. And that probably more. Probably more. Because a lot of people is confused about who or what God is. He or she, it or they. And I think that at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter once you come to the conclusion of what it means to you. Once you realize what it means to you, then you're free to live. So we're trying to get people freed up. We want to live our lives. We want to be happy. We want to be financially sustained and free. We want to be physically healthy and live the longest days we possibly can. And we want to be happy, and we want to be joyful to one another and be uplifting to one another. And we want to be communicative, because that's how we get our blessings. Our purpose in life is to mingle, is to simply be social. It's to simply say, "Hey, how are you?" It's to simply hold your hand, you know, and to excuse me, but to just basically, you know, exist, coexist, do for one another, what we feel in our hearts to do. And I think if everything was a little different, we still need laws. We still need laws. But if everything was different and the laws were different, I think we would all be doing what we wanted to do because we would do what we want to do when we get ready to do it and be in the benefit of somebody else. And we would actually want to do it more often. So we would actually be on the grind every single day, probably more than what we are now in this civilization that we're living in. A lot of people pick up a lot of slack for us others. But imagine if the world, everybody picked up their own slack and carried their own weight, you know? There's a lot of things, man, that we just love to do that other people just hate to do. And that would be really beneficial to us if we knew these people and this environment actually existed. Um, I think the trap is to get you to not think, to keep you from thinking. So if we ever break that simulation that has us not thinking for ourselves and not communicating with each other, because we got a lot of us in the same households that are scared or anxious or just uncomfortable with communicating with each other in the same household. I think if we first change our perspectives and then we want to look at ourselves and see who we are and better ourselves for the world. Basically better ourselves for ourselves. Be selfish and understand who God is and what God has done and what He's going to do, even when you're not here in the physical. What He does for you in the spiritual, in the afterlife. Understand this